Okay, this is another question from the January 05 paper, and this one is on circles. So we're going to jump straight in with this one. We're given the equation of a circle at the top now, x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 6y plus 20 equals 0. Part A for 2 marks. By completing the square, hint hint, express the equation in the form as it shows. Okay, so let's just write that equation down again. So we've got x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 6y plus 20 equals 0. Now I sometimes find it helps to actually write all the x's next to each other. Okay, so x squared minus 12x, okay, and all the y's next to each other, so I've got y squared minus 6y. Now you don't have to do this, but I just find it helps me, equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to complete the square on this section, x squared minus 12x. Okay, so I'm going to get x minus half the coefficient of minus 12, which is minus 6, all squared. Now this will give me x squared minus 12x plus 36. So I've got to take 36 away, because all I want is this bit. For the y's, I'm going to get y minus 3 all squared, but that gives me an extra 9, so I've got to take 9 away. And I've still got that plus 20 on the end. Now I can write x minus 6 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared. Now I've got this minus 36. I'm taking away 9 more. Okay, so that's minus 45. Now I'm adding 20 to it, so that's minus 25, and add 25 to both sides of the equation, and I get 25 over here. Okay, so in other words, I've got x minus 6 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 5. Okay, so that covers the first 2 marks. The next 2 marks are very, very easy. Okay, write down the coordinates of the centre of the circle for 1 mark. So that's 6, 3. And write down the radius of the circle. Okay, that should be a squared. The radius of the circle is 5. The r. And that's it. That was 2 easy marks there. The first 2 marks you can slip up on. Okay, it's completing the square twice, but the next 2 marks, once you've done that, are very, very straightforward. Now, the next part of the question. Okay, so we're now on to part C. We're given that a line with equation y is equal to x plus 4 intersects the circle at the points P and Q. And we need to show that the x-coordinates of P and Q satisfy the equation x squared minus 5x plus 6 is 0. Now, this is another example of, if you haven't read the whole question, then if you can't do the first bit, you may still be able to do the second bit. Okay, we are given the equation of the line, we are given the equation of the circle at the top. So that is what I'm going to use, rather than the way that we've written it in the previous question from part A. Okay, I'm going to use the top version instead. So I've got x squared plus, now y squared, y is x plus 4 all squared. Okay, so x plus 4 squared minus 12x take away 6 lots of y. So 6 lots of x plus 4 plus 20 is 0. Okay, so let's tidy this up. I've got x squared, multiply this bracket out, x squared plus 8x plus 16, take away 12x, and I've got minus 6 times x is minus 6x, minus 6 times 4 is minus 24, and I've got that plus 20 on the end. Okay, there's a lot of terms there, so let's try and bring them all together now. Collect like terms. We've got x squared and x squared, well that's 2x squared. I've got 8x, take away 12x, that's minus 4x, take away another 6x is minus 10x, and I've got 16, take away 24, okay, is minus 8, plus 20 is 12. Now we're almost there. The last thing we need to do is recognise that I could divide the whole equation by 2. Okay, so I could just write it as x squared minus 5x plus 6 is 0, as required. Okay, so the final part is this. So I'll put it back onto paintbrush. We're going to be given 4 marks for being able to find the coordinates of P and Q. So once again, to find P and Q here, we've already been given all the information in the question. We didn't need to have done the previous sections. Okay, so any slip-ups along the way, okay, we're not going to be penalised for them because we've been given the information already. So I need to solve this equation, okay, and I'm going to use, well, we could use the quadratic formula, or you could recognise that this factorises into x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So we're either going to have, for this to be true, x is 2, in which case, if x is 2, then from the equation of the line, y must be 6, or x is 3. Hence, from the equation of the line, y is 7. So the coordinates of the 2 intersection points are 2, 6 and 3, 7. Okay, so they're P and Q. Okay, so that was 4 marks. It's 4 easy marks. Why has this been given 4 marks? Well, probably because the examiner is expecting you to not have seen the easy factorization. Okay, you could well have just done using the quadratic formula. Okay, it would have given you the same results, but if you can factorize, do so. It will make your life a lot